Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Damo, and on today's video we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a first look at all of the diecast models that I have of Porsche 924s and Porsche 944s. Before we get started on this video though, please take a moment, if you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel. It's not just about diecast cars, there are normally actual real cars on there, and hit the little bell icon and then you'll get notified whenever I upload a new video. Cheers! Okay, so we'll start off with these ones. These are the Matchbox models. They are the standard kind of 1 to 75 scale Matchbox cars, dated, as you can see on the bottom, 1987. They've got pretty good detail really for such a little small car. The 944 turbos, the doors open, you can see the structure of the lights, etc. The standard little matchboxy wheels, and the front end is nicely detailed as well. These ones sort of all different sorts of condition, as you can see. There's, I suppose, a reasonably rare green one. You can see most of them are red. There's one that's boxed over here, which has slightly different graphics on the front. And this one is a completely unopened, one of 25,000 Premier editions. It's, I suppose, a little bit different from the normal one. You've got the script on the side, but you've got these kind of cooler wheels with like rubberized tyres, and I think there's a bit more sort of paint detail around the spoiler at the back, as you can see, and the interior by the look of it. And you can see the lights look a little bit more detailed. Cool number plate there, got to go, quite like that. Haven't seen one of these for sale actually, I couldn't find one on eBay when I looked. These range from a few pounds for one that's kind of unboxed, I'm guessing a couple of quid for one that's like this in pretty well played in condition, and this one probably, I don't know, boxed, decent condition, probably about a tenner. So moving on from the Matchbox then, we've got these are 924s, again similar sort of scale to the Matchbox ones, which I think is about 1 to 75. These are 924s made by the French company Majorette. So we've got 3 of these. This one's in decent condition. Doors don't open, but I thought they did. The boot opens, as you can see. No doors opening. Front's reasonably well detailed, as you can see, and we've got one, this one's very well used, there you go, you can see Majorette on the bottom, made in France, Porsche 924. We've got one here that's boxed, again I imagine a few pounds for one sort of unboxed, maybe a little bit more for one that's still in its original packaging. Right, still with the 924 theme, we're sort of moving up a little bit in terms of size and scale. These are BURAGO Italian 924 Turbo, it says on the bottom, 143 scale. They are, I think, based on the sort of intake here on the front bonnet and also the sort of rear fenders. They are actually 924 Carrera GTs. If you Google image search those, these will come back. I couldn't actually find any real life cars that looked like these two, stick it up, but there you go. There's no moving parts as such on these other than the wheels, so the doors and bonnet and things like that don't open. They're quite nice models. These are, again, pretty well played with the condition. I think they're kind of cool. Okay, sticking with the sort of 143 scale, I've got a couple of oddballs here. This is a 944 convertible, and it's pretty hideous looking, if I'm honest. I mean, the markings and details are all there, but just overall, if you look at that profile, it's not very good. These are wind back models. This one's made by a company called Welly, so there you go. But yeah, I mean, they're just kind of my least favourite of the bunch. There you go, pull the wheels back, off it goes. Stay away from those if you're looking to buy diecast 944, wouldn't bother. The other one here, similar, but I mean, just look at, there's no likeness here at all. fact, it doesn't sort of say 944 on the bottom, but I think it does at the back. There you go. If you look at it from certain angles, wheels are a bit caved in. It looks like an RX-7, a first gen RX-7. There are a few more moving parts on here. The doors do open, the steering wheel's dropped there, which is, I suppose, kind of cool. And it's got a little switch here for the pop-ups. Okay, so keeping with the 143 scale, we've got Matchbox again. Again, slightly bigger. These are Superking ones. There's a boxed one here. These are the 944S. So you can sort of tell that, as you would expect, by the front bumper there. So it hasn't got that kind of rounded grille. This one, believe it or not, actually received a bit of customization. I spray painted this myself many years ago to look like my first 944, which is a little bit of a sad thing to do, but there you go. I probably washed it because the wheels have gone a bit rubbish, but it's quite nice. Look, it's got a briefcase and an umbrella in the boot. Details okay. You can sort of see the rear wiper there. Lights, not too bad. Yeah, so I've got boxed one of those. Some graphics on it. You can see what the wheels would have looked like. And then we've got a really pretty tatty. It's lost its boot over the years. Most of these came from sort of car boot sales, etc. And you can see on the bottom there. Matchbox Superkings Porsche 944. Maybe China. It's got some stickers on it. Oh, and a Porsche badge at the front. Right, moving on. We've got a 924. I quite like this one. It's a little bit different. It's by a company called Solido, which is French. And it is a 145 scale model in silver. I like it. I like the detailing on it. It looks like a 924 from the side. There is some moving parts in terms of being able to open the doors. And yeah, the rear looks correct. Nice model, that. Okay, where are we going to go next? We're going to go Corgi. Okay, these, I guess, competing with Matchbox Superkings of their day, so I'm guessing they're a similar sort of scale, 143. The sort of sacrilege thing here is they are described as a Porsche 944. I think they even put that on the bottom. Oh no, it's blanked out. And you can quite clearly see, based on, if you're a fan anyway, these rear wings and things like this, and this little, I'm guessing it's an air intake here, that they are not really 944s. I believe they are 924 Carrera GTs. So yeah, Corgi, you kind of got that wrong a bit. This model though, I suppose, is probably one of the most prevalent. I have many still boxed. They're not worth a huge amount. I kind of did, I suppose, maybe did I buy them as an investment? Maybe. They did them with police markings on, so you can see there that is for the Metropolitan Police, which is, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Some with a nice background, again still boxed. I don't think this has ever been out of the box. There was a promotional one that Mobil ran in black there, again still boxed. Rather a tatty one here. You get this kind of crest badge here, which is, I don't know what you do with that, it's kind of cool. Yeah, there's more here. With this one's got a price on it. There you go, £4. I'd hope to get a little bit more for that now, although, as I say, they are quite common. Yeah, and they're all in red, it would seem. There's another black one here. Let's look a little bit more closely at this one. This is a, I guess, slightly more used, played with one. And yeah, you've got opening doors. Let's have a look inside. It's okay. Reasonably detailed, very dusty, has to be said. I've pulled these out of storage just to have a look. Hey, you can see at the front, you've got the markings of the bonnet and the headlights, which is quite nice. It's an okay model, it's just a bit misleading describing it as a 944. Obviously, the 944 inherited the larger sort of front wings of the 924 Carrera GT and the rear arches, but essentially I don't believe technically if you want to get technical about it and specific. It's not really a 944. On to some slightly bigger, arguably more interesting models. These are again from the French manufacturer Majorette. They are 944 turbos. This one again is looking a bit tired now. It's got a reasonably, let's have a look in there, see what you can see. Detailed interior. You can sort of make out the oval dash and the pedals on the floor and even the floor mat, which is kind of cool. Would you say it's got the updated sports seats in there? Probably would, yeah. Oh, the interior. Okay, it's not that well built. Look, the interior door card for that one. That's actually pretty detailed. Look, you can see the 944 speaker. Had that not fallen out, we wouldn't have been able to see that. Yeah, this one went in bits actually, because I spray painted it and painted the inside, probably with Humble paint, many years ago to make it look like my first 944. I also put on, I think I actually found a Porsche Boxster with the twist wheels on, because that's what I had on my 944, and I even put those on as well. They don't quite fit, but this one's got working steering as well, just about. Nice details on this, more detailed I suppose than any of the others. You can lift the bonnet and see inside, just sort of make out the engine in there. You can see the front, it's kind of nice. Tyres coming off a bit there, and the boot opens as well, and you can see, look, spare wheel imprint there that you get in the boot carpet, although the wiper's missing on this one, and so are the wing mirrors. And also, just like the real thing, the doors have dropped a bit. This one maybe slightly better condition. You can see it's still got its rear wiper, and you can make out the lines for the heated rear screen. That's kind of cool. It's got the teledial wheels. It is missing its wing mirrors. It's got a Porsche badge on the front, which is quite nice, and turbo on the number plate. Tyres are falling off that one as well. Yeah, I like these. These are sort of probably one of my favourite models of 944. Right, I thought I'd compare these two side by side. They're actually both S2s, but they're actually made by different makers. This one is a Corgi Cabriolet 944 S2. Fuchs wheels on it. And this is the Minichamps S2. So let's have a look at this one a bit more closely first. Standard sort of Minichamps models. Both of these are boxed. I've had to sort of unscrew the little platforms, but I thought it was worth doing, so you can see a little bit more closely the detail in these, hopefully. There you go. Sort of just make out the labelling of 944 S2 on the back and the script. If you look underneath, again, they really sort of go to town a bit more with the detail, the exhaust, etc. Correct period wheels on all of the colour coding is nice. You can make out the indicators there. Seems to have been a little bit heavy on the paint. You're kind of missing some of the markings. There's no sort of moving parts other than the wheels, but you've got the nice detail with the fog lights and the indicators. Yeah, nice models. Look, you can just about make out the crest of Porsche in the wheels. Let's try and get that in focus. And even the door handles and the wing mirrors. If you look a bit more closely inside, you can see the dash and the doors as well, and the seats all quite nicely detailed. Let's have a look at this side. Oh, there you go, look at that. Look at the dashboard in there. Even little dials on the dashboard there. It's really nice. So that's your Minichamps model. They do make lovely models. This is a little bit unusual. So I've compared these together because this is made by Corgi. So they're sort of redeeming the right of the wrong that they made with badging the 924 Carrera GT as a 944, I suppose. Yeah, again, similarly, again, this one's boxed. It comes with its own sort of platform. You can see on the bottom, it says 944. It says 944S Cabrio 1989. It's got the Fuchs wheels on, which I don't think would have been standard, but we'll overlook that. You can see nicely there the lettering for marking it out as being a 944 S2. And interior wise, again, we've got the rear view mirror and the wing mirrors, coloured door handles, indicators not coloured, but you have got kind of these orange marks, orange indicators on the side here. Let's guess this was a US spec car perhaps, but the steering wheel is on the right, which is interesting. Brake light on the boot, because that must be a US thing. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's got Fuchs wheels, brake light on the boot, sort of indicators here, but it's right-hand drive. What goes on with these model makers when they're putting these cars together, I don't know. But if you have a look at the bottom of the two of them, you can sort of see some similarities. Tyres are much thinner on the Minichamps. Arguably less tread though. Again, I like these two. Right, I've kept this one. I suppose to the last. I quite like this one as well, mostly because I went all the way to Paris to buy it. That is true, but I didn't purposely go to Paris for the sole reason of purchasing it. By a company called Starter. As you can see, 944 Cabriolet, so you know what you're going to get. Similar, I suppose, still some foam here, to the Minichamps model, and the Corgi model, I guess, in terms of it being a Cabriolet. It's nicely detailed, really. Yeah, so on a trip many years ago to Paris, in the early days of the internet, I looked up all the sort of toy car model shops in Paris, and then I, while sightseeing, popped into one, used my best GCSE French to try and communicate. Thankfully the person behind the counter spoke English, so there you go. Asked if they had any 944 models, to my delight. Oh, it says 944 Turbo, there you go. If that's true, this is a very rare car indeed. As we all know, convertible 944 turbos are very rare, so yeah, anyway, and I think, yeah, she dug this out for me. It was the only one they had. It is, I think the cost back then was €9. I don't know how much they cost now. The box isn't great. And the wing mirror is, I say wing mirror because there is only one of them, very fragile, and it fell off, unfortunately. So it does exist. There is one of them there. I think I glued it back on, but it fell off again. Oh, here we go. You can see that is where it came from, in Paris. So whether they're still around or not, no idea. Yeah, so that's the sort of, I don't know, I like this one, largely because of the journey that I went on to get it. Okay, thanks for watching this pedal out video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon, and then you'll get notified whenever there's another video. Cheers.